This fourth down interception by Drew Lock sealed the Chiefs' victory, the final 22-16. It's an 11th straight loss to their AFC West division rivals. Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Broncos Postgame Show. I'm Phil Milani alongside Eric Dalala. Eric, this might have been the best game the Broncos have played as an entire football team this year, but not quite good enough to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, Phil, let's start defensively, who have played the Chiefs well this year, I think, despite the two losses. Chiefs 0 of 4 in the red zone, 0 of 3 in goal-to-goal situations, weren't very good on third down, and they held them just 22 points. You hope to be able to beat the defending world champs and Patrick Mahomes when you hold them to 22 points. And Phil, the offense, it looked like they were almost going to be able to do it, had a couple of chances at a go-ahead drive there in the fourth quarter, had a halftime lead, had a couple of impressive drives there, one in the third quarter, Phil, where they just ground up all sorts of clock, but again, just falling a little bit short. And you kind of have to weigh, is this a moral type victory where you went to Arrowhead and played maybe the best game you've played there in several years versus having to deal with the fact that 11 straight losses now and still can't quite get the job done against these Chiefs?
Yeah, I have a feeling this Broncos team's not going to be happy with a moral victory. But like you mentioned there, Eric, they did a lot of the things that you have to do if you want to beat this Chiefs team. They didn't give up any crazy, huge, explosive play. They ran the ball really well, really ate up a lot of the time of possession in this game. But Eric, as we know, it usually comes down to a couple of things. For me, losing the turnover battle yet again. We heard all week long how important that was going to be. Drew Lock threw 2 interceptions. The Chiefs did not turn the ball over. And then right there before the end of the half, Brandon McManus misses a long field goal, and the Chiefs turn around and in just a few seconds are able to kick a field goal. That's a 6-point swing right there at the end of the half. Those are big moments, and when you want to beat this Chiefs team, you got to be almost perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you could kind of point to some other areas too. I mean, Tyreek Hill had a touchdown catch that first he thought wasn't a touchdown catch. It ended up being one, and the Chiefs punted it away before challenging. That was a big swing there. So you could kind of point to some of those situations for both teams. I'm sure Vic Fangio is going to get asked about, Phil, a fourth down there with about 6 minutes left near midfield. The Broncos decided to punt it away, and while they did get the ball back, the situation that you had it in probably wasn't as good. Maybe you're not as likely to score as you were there near midfield. So just kind of like you said, a play here, a play there, maybe that makes the difference. And the Chiefs can afford to make some mistakes and still win games. That's a benefit of having Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. The Broncos right now don't have that benefit, and that's why they ended up falling today.
That situation you talked about there, it was 4th and 3 at the Denver 49 with 6:13 to go. Definitely a difficult decision following a KJ Hamler drop there. It would have been a tough catch, but nonetheless, a drop that would have given the Broncos a first down. Let's go over some of the highlights here. It's a tied game in the second. Melvin Gordon busts out a 65-yard run. Gordon finished with 131 yards on the ground on just 15 carries. A big chunk coming on that run there. A few plays later, Drew Lock finds Tim Patrick. Patrick was just getting started, though, in the third. Lock, an absolutely perfect throw to Patrick. He gets both feet in bounds, and the Broncos feeling pretty good here, up 16-12. But, hey, Patrick Mahomes is going to Mahomes, and Travis Kelce is going to Kelce. The Chiefs go up 3, and the Broncos one last chance here. You saw it at the top of the show, but Drew Lock intercepted for the second time by Tyrann Mathieu. Let's go to Sidney Jones now with an interview after the game.
We're checking in with Tim Patrick after the Broncos 22-16 loss to the Chiefs. Tim, obviously not the outcome you guys wanted, but you guys put up one heck of a fight tonight. What were some of the frustrations that you guys have coming out of this game?
Lost. There's not really. At the end of the day, we lost, so nothing else really matters because we didn't come out with the win.
Yeah, what did Coach Fangio say to you guys in the locker room after the game?
He just said we fought. At the end of the day, we just lost, but don't let this game ruin the rest of the season. Let's keep pretty much fighting and finish the season strong because you never know what could happen.
Yeah, I know it wasn't the outcome you wanted, but you did have 4 receptions for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, toe tapping Tim is back. How did it feel to get into the end zone twice tonight?
It felt good. It would have felt better if we would have won. 'Cause you can't really be happy about plays like that after you lost because it wasn't enough. So back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Drew just called you Mr. Consistent, Mr. Reliable in his press conference after the game. How has it been creating that relationship with him and connection with him this season?
It's been cool, man. We're getting better week in and week out, and shoot, we just gotta keep getting better. As long as we're not taking any steps back, I feel like we'll be on a great path of success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you mentioned getting better each week. What positives can you take out of tonight's game as you head into next week, another game on the road against the Panthers?
Can't really take any positives, honestly. I feel like we should be pissed off that we lost this game and we had a chance to win. So I think we should just keep that rage and take it into next week.
All right, Tim, appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much there, Sydney. Eric, how do you think this Broncos team is going to react? A couple of days here now away from the facility, but you really feel like maybe you missed an opportunity here to have a season-defining win.
Yeah, sure. I hear that, and I think that's true. The Broncos at 4-7, even with a win, would have been long shots for the playoffs. I think you need to take this for what it was, which was a very encouraging performance against probably the best team in the NFL. I mean, you were right there with them in the final minute in their home stadium. That's an accomplishment, even though you don't get the win. And I know that people are tired of the moral victories. I do think you need to build on that and the things you did well. Can you go to Carolina now? And, it's an 11 a.m. Mountain Time kick. It's a tough turnaround. We've seen some teams struggle when they go to the East Coast for those early games. Can they find a way to build on a strong rushing performance? Drew Lock find a way to make some of those plays that he did. The defense continue to play well. I mean, those are the things you have to move forward with over the final now 4 games of the season, so that an impressive performance in Kansas City doesn't just kind of dissipate with no result at all because of a 6-point loss. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Broncos were 2 touchdown underdogs coming into this one. They fought tough, but just a couple of moments here or there could have made the difference in this one. All around, though, played probably their best football when you talk about defense. You talk about facing them, that offense in Kansas City, and then the way that Drew Lock played, I thought was pretty good, impressive, especially bouncing back from an early turnover. So the Broncos dropped, though, to 4-8 on the season after a 22-16 loss on Sunday Night Football. All right, that's going to do it for us. For Sydney Jones and Eric Dalala, I'm Phil Milani. This has been the Broncos Postgame Show.